As she said, my name is Jeanne Reed. I teach 6th grade math at a little community school called Flat Gap Elementary in Johnson County. We are actually the last community school in our county, and we're pretty proud of that. My title of my project is actually misprinted in the program, but I completely understand why, because every time I would type it in for the grant, autocorrect wanted to do the same thing it did on the program. The title of my program was actually Equatio for All. And to me, what's interesting about my grant is it's titled an innovation grant, and there's really nothing innovative about my grant except finally someone solved the problem I'd had for 22 years, and I was thrilled to learn about it. As a 6th grade math teacher, one of my main concepts that I start with and use the rest of the school year is the proper use of exponents. Exponents in equations. And as a math teacher of 22 years, when I first started, to give the younger people a little perspective, email was brand spank new. Email was brand new. I remember in one of my first graduate classes, my first assignment was to learn how to attach a document to my email. That gives you perspective of where I'm coming from. When I first began teaching, math teachers sat down with a piece of paper, wrote out their math test, ran it through the Xerox machine, handed it out to the kids. You didn't have any other option. We were also excited to learn, new word processing programs and to print. But again, the math teacher was handicapped. There was no way to get that exponent on there or that square root symbol. Then as time went on, different word programs would have, you can use these math symbols or these math symbols. Never easy, never uncomplicated, always an issue. So this summer, we have more than one. Lisa Salyer is from my school system. We have 2 technology innovation specialists, and the one who's not in here with us right now had a training and said, there's this great new program called Equatio. Oh yeah, here we go, another new math program. Equatio is so innovative that you literally take a touchscreen device and write or draw or type anything you want on it, and it instantly converts it to proper typewritten format. I thought, oh my goodness, I have to have this. And so my grant was actually I've written my grant for simply an iPad that will be quick and easy to use with Equatio. I will be able to design any math figure, any math table, any math equation that I need, and instantly it will put it in a typewritten format ready for my students to consume. One of the reasons this was such a big deal to me is for the first time this year, my students we're one-to-one. And after hearing my story for how old I am and how new to technology I can be, being one-to-one is wonderful, but it was also intimidating. I wanted to be sure that I was using it correctly, efficiently, and using it well with my students. So with this innovation, I now can instantly send my students any quick review from the week that I need without, unencumbered maybe is the word I should use. When I that was the main purpose for writing the grant. The other additional benefit is, as a math teacher, you need to be with your students. You need to be walking around, checking for misconceptions, because the worst thing you can have is for them to learn a math process incorrectly. Being tied to a desktop made that very impossible. So now, with this iPad, I'm constantly moving around the room. I'm constantly sending them things. I'm constantly monitoring their process, while at the same time moving around my room, making sure that there are not misconceptions that are being developed. Again, like I said, my innovation grant was actually very uninnovative, except that now it solved a problem I've had for 22 years. Does anybody have a question? Like I said, it's pretty straightforward. Okay, thank you.